Hey there, good afternoon. Welcome to Coaching with Connie. I know I'm a little bit later than I usually post and that I usually get online. Certain days of the week I try to get on pretty consistently so you guys have information and you look forward to having conversation or interaction with me, and I like to try to be consistent. I really apologize for being so late today. I've had lots of internet trouble, and because of that, it causes me not to be able to get online and talk to you about things that I want to share. So a little bit late, a little bit better than better doing it than not doing it at all, right? So today I wanted to share with you something that I talk about with a lot of people through my coaching process, is sharing information that they have. So whether I'm working with a budding or a beginning entrepreneur, or if I'm working with a small business owner, or I'm working with somebody who manages other people, or if I'm working with somebody who does some direct sales and they have information or they have something they want to share. And I'm not talking necessarily about their business, but I'm talking about their expertise. So even if it's something that you know really well how to do, and maybe it's not something that you do in your livelihood, in your daily day-to-day business, but it is something that you really like to do, that you're really good at. So let's say, for example, you're a school teacher and you love to teach children how to do things, whether it's math or English or science, or, it's early education. So you're teaching them all different types of things and how to become better people, those types of things. But on the outside of that world, there's some things that you like to do. Maybe you really like to do crafting and you're really good at it and you really like to share with other people. And so what I want you to encourage you to do is I want you to understand, first of all, that you have expertise inside of you, and you share it with your family and friends all the time. So, if somebody asks you a question, like they know you love to do crafty stuff. Like I have a friend who does some crafts and does some furniture painting and those types of things. And she just started selling it in a store locally. And so she's really good at that kind of thing, but she doesn't want to tell anybody about that she does that or how she does it, those kind of things, because she doesn't feel like she knows a lot more than maybe what someone else would call an expert. And so she doesn't have any really problem explaining to her family and friends, walking through steps, here's how you do it. But to teach a class or to get online and talk about it is way outside of her purview. And so this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. You have no problem sharing that information that you have that you're really good at with those people that you know and that you trust and that won't, I guess you're concerned, think you're silly. And so those people that you know and that you love, even if they thought you were silly, it wouldn't hurt your feelings, right? And so you think, well, I will never tell anybody else because, they may think I'm silly and me sharing it would be an embarrassment. And that's absolutely not true. So if your people that you know are coming to you and asking you how to do certain things, that's really your expertness. And I want you to start being able to share that. So maybe you're not comfortable going live, and you may have seen a couple of times over the past couple of weeks, one of my coaching clients, we've been going live because I'm trying to teach her how to do that. And so we've been talking about those kinds of things, but I really want you to think out loud. First of all, how many times do you, if you're looking through Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, you stop and look at a picture or a video, but if it's words and it's a whole bunch of words, do you watch the video or do you read the words, or do you just scroll through the video, or do you just scroll through the words? 9 times out of 10, you watch the video and then you interact with that video. Maybe you might comment to somebody and say, hey, that was good information, or give them a heart or give them a thumbs up. But if it's wording, more often than not, statistics show that most people pass by that. And so the reason that I'm bringing this up is because most people don't want to share because they say, oh gosh, everybody's going to think I'm silly. Well, first of all, you would be shocked who's watching. So I'm always surprised when people come up to me later and say, gosh, you talked about your ExpertNess, for example, and I just really got so much out of that. And even though I'm really afraid to do that, I really appreciate you sharing. And I think about it and I think, gosh, that's not even somebody I knew would have ever been watching what I'm talking about. So even if people aren't watching you live, they could be watching a replay or that kind of thing. So I know you're thinking, oh gosh, I could never do this. Now I don't want you to talk about your funny cat videos or those kind of quirky things. What I want you to think about is the things that your family and friends ask you about all the time. Like if you're really good at cooking, like you're the one at Thanksgiving that everybody wanted wanted to have you do the cooking, or they asked you how you would do something with respect to the cooking, that's probably your expert. And we all have some expert in us. And, we're all afraid to admit that because we say, well, I'm not an expert because I'm not on TV, or I don't get paid to do that. I'm not Emeril Lagasse, or I'm not, I don't even know some of the other cooking people that are online, but Julia Childs or some of these other people, but you are to people that know and love you. And there's a lot of information you have inside of you that all the rest of us need to know. And so what I want you to do is break down some of that little stuff that your family and friends ask you about, and I want you to share it with the rest of us. And if you don't feel comfortable being live online, that's okay. Record a video on your phone and then upload the video to Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, because that's good information that somebody's going to be searching for at some point because they want to know how to do that. And you have a lot of expert inside of you. And even if I saw a really good photo and post today that made so much sense and it really brought all this to light, even if you say, well, gosh, there's a whole bunch of other people that already do it and they're already doing it really good. Maybe they are. But when you go in the grocery store and you go in the bread aisle, there's a lot of different companies making a lot of different types of bread. They all make bread, but they're all in the grocery store because somebody buys all of them. Different people have different tastes, and different things resonate with different people. So the things that you talk about, that you share, is something really important that somebody needs to know how to do, or somebody needs the information on. And that's why you need to share it. So it's incumbent upon you to share your expert with everyone else. Maybe not everybody's going to grab it. Maybe not everybody needs to know what you're talking about, but you have the responsibility of sharing what you know, because that's the way other people learn, and that's the way other people get information and are better about what they're doing. You have that responsibility. You have expert inside of you. What is it? For example, my husband works in a company that makes and sells car cleaning chemicals. He goes out on the road all the time and talks to people about how to take care of certain parts of their vehicle. I can tell you inside of a week, personal friends and family, probably 1, if not 5 or 10, call or text during the week and ask him questions about that. How do I get a stink smell out of my car because I had fish in it and it got in my carpet? How do I take out this stain that got on the outside of my paint because something fell out of my garage onto my classic car vehicle on the paint and I don't know how to get it off? How do I take the damage to the lights on the front of my car? How do I take that off, that foggy stuff? And that's his expert. He's really good at that. I have another friend who does a lot of maintenance work. And one thing he's really good at personally is hanging closets. So he's told me, I need you to look at this type of design. I want to help you get your closets in order. And you don't think about that, but I think, gosh, that's like a whole project, right? I have no idea where to begin. And so he has some expert that he shared. So you guys have expert stuff, and I want you to talk about it and share. Okay, if you feel more comfortable just talking generally on a video, recording it on your phone, and then uploading it to Facebook or YouTube, I'm okay with that. If you want help, I want to help you. But I want you to know that you have good information inside of you that all the rest of us need to know, so I need you to share. Break it down in little bits of content of information, but think of every single bit of that content is so important to someone. When I was working with Kelly, the client that let me do some Facebook Lives with her, you will see as she starts posting, I was so proud of her. She started posting on Sunday. That was our commitment, that she would start on December 1st. And so she did. Even though it was Sunday, she texted me. She was really afraid to go live, and she did it. And she talked about her story, and it was really raw and personal. But the people that she's trying to engage about the health program she's doing need to understand who she is and where it came from. And so these are the kinds of things I want you guys to share. Maybe you're not selling something. Maybe you're not trying to get a business going. Maybe you just have some really good information in you that all the rest of us need to know. And I really want to see you start sharing some of that. So if you want some tips on how to get started, we are just launching a new product on our website that it's 7 tips for starting your first live broadcast. And you can go on and download it for free. Absolutely no strings attached. You just have to add your email in there so we can share other information with you as it comes along. So go to my website, ConnieFuksa.com. It's Fuksa. Fuksa. And you can download that 7 free tips. Really good information on things you need to do just to get started and not be worried about what to do next. And then hit that, and then it'll give you some other information going forward. But what I really want to encourage you to do is whether you work on cars, you like to fiddle with rebuilding motorcycles, you like to fiddle with cleaning cars, you like to fiddle with doing craft projects, you have to share with people. Do a live. It's okay if it's clunky, but share with people what you're doing because people want to know how to do what you know how to do. You have the expert inside of you, and we all need to know what that is because you have to share that greatness with us. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic afternoon. Thanks so much for putting up with me being a little bit late today and my internet being off. I look forward to talking to you again real soon. I'm Connie Fuksa. Hit that share button and give me a couple of hearts down below. I would really appreciate it because it helps me get the information I'm trying to share with the people that you know. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks so much for tuning in to Coaching with Connie. I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.